Hi everyone, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you are a seasoned subscriber, because y'all know what you're in for. Thank you for coming today. I really do appreciate everyone, because the purpose of my channel is to share my coloring journey with my friends. All right, so that being said, I'm in a group. It's called Christmas Candyland Kanoko, or no, Christmas Candyland Symphony of Cute Animals. Christmas Candyland Symphony of Cute Animals. It's a coloring group that was started, and I joined it. We are doing a double page spread in Symphony of Cute Animals. And I should say, well, let me talk about this first. So this is the double page spread. Now the idea is for everyone in the group to have this colored by December or Christmas, I guess, of 2025. It is February 2025. And the idea is to do something every month, share what you're doing, talk about it, no pressure. And so I'm like, this is doable. And I have been struggling because I have not had a lot of time to color. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to fit things in, and I am trying to do what I love, because when I actually do it, I love it and it inspires me to do it more. But my job is demanding, and I have challenges in my life like everybody else. So I'm trying to make my hobbies work within my life. So I decided to bring you on my journey, right, to do this picture. I hadn't done anything with it. I'm like, I really need to start. I really need to stop being afraid, because even though I've had a coloring channel for, I guess this year will be 4 years, I was really good. I was much better, I feel, a couple years ago than I am now, because I don't do it as much. I make a lot of videos, but I don't get to sit and color much. And we can talk about that, later. So I sat down, I thought about it, I came up with some pictures. Now, I printed them out. I like this, I like this. This is the color palette I have decided to go with. And then this is another picture that I like. So these are my inspiration pictures. Now the colors won't strictly be coming from here. I can use it for some of my patterning. I really was going to do this first, but I decided, since I liked these pinks, that I didn't want to do the house like a normal gingerbread house if I didn't want to. And then I saw this one, which was, I don't know, on HSN. You go to Pinterest and you find things, and then poof. But the colors that printed out are not quite true. So I'll be looking at my iPad, and just to show you, I mean, this picture came out really well. It came out pretty true. But if you can see, like, my blues for some reason are not working well on my printer. So I'll be using my iPad, but this helps me to see this, to see the colors. They're pretty close, except for this dark green right here is really off. It's much bluer on here, and I was fighting with my printer, and it just turns out that my printer is not a great photo printer. It's close, but not quite. So that's my palette. This one, the picture is close, so it's not bad. But the house is going to be like a minty green. It's going to have a pink and white roof, if everything works out. Because you'll see the little house over here that has like the pink and white roof and the pink. I don't think that'll look bad. I think it'll be cute, white icing there. And then this is something else I liked, to kind of help me out with other things in the picture, but also the house. And as you can see, for some reason, my greenish blues tend to be blue and not greenish blue on my printer. I don't know why. It is 5 years old, which is not old. And to be honest, I don't print out a lot of photos. So it's fine. So we're going to set my iPad over there. We got our reference picture. Okay. So now what I decided was, after looking at all of my media and options, I decided I'm going to do watercolor and then darken it with some pencil. Now that may change on other elements, but we're going to start with watercolor on here. So I do need to pick a pink color, and my Pastel Dreams from my Prima watercolor confections, which I do have all 12 sets. But I did not have this one swatched out. I swatched out the cards because these little cards come with the 12 color sets. But I didn't have this one swatched out. But I'm going to start with this. We're going to lighten it. It's going to be a nice light green because that's close to what my picture is if I lighten it. And then this might be the base for my sky because that's a pretty color too. And they go together. They look well together. I might be able to use one of these pinks. I gotta decide. My pink I haven't picked out yet, which I do need to do maybe before the end of this video. But I think my pink is a little more purpley than this. So, but we'll see. I mean, I get the feeling that everything here goes together. So my brain, I have to have things to look at. It is very rare that I look at a picture and I go, ooh, I want this to be that color and that to be that color. And if it is that, then they're usually the colors they're supposed to be, right? Realism or not realism, but realistic colors. Because I have a logical brain, I have a technical background, but I am also very artsy. I call myself a half and half. And it's very hard for my brain to do the art things. So I'm training myself to do it. And it's afraid. My brain is afraid to do things because I don't want to screw them up. I see pictures and people do amazing things, and I want everything I do to look like Chris Chang did it. or Coloring with Kay, or anybody that you look at who does these Elm Colors, these amazing pictures. And the only way you get good is to keep doing, and I need to do that. So that's what we're doing. And I thought I would bring you on my journey to color this picture, good or bad. We'll see how it turns out. I think my candy cane trees are going to be pink stripes, because I saw some pink, like pink and white, pinky kind of candy cane stripes, or pink and red, but like a muted red. Like we could use that. I guess you would call it muted. I'm not an official artist, so but these are cones. I think these are supposed to be, I forget what those are called, but I know what they're called. Divinity or something like that. So we might use some other pastel colors, pastel hearts. The snow will be interesting, the polar bears. But I know what colors I want this, you know, and the candy canes and the trees to be. So everything else should work out. And then these are actual gingerbread. So we're going to use some brown once we get there. It may actually be this chocolate color here. We will see. But I will learn as I go. If you didn't know, I am a tea. Well, I drink tea and coffee and any kind of caffeine. Not caffeine, doesn't matter. But I am enjoying on Sunday mornings, which is today, we drink English breakfast in a very fancy little English breakfast teapot that matches this. It was a wedding present. And I drink it with milk and sweetener. And I will try not to slurp in your ear. All right, so today we are doing the house. Oh yeah, which reminds me. I swatched out I have all 12 sets of these Prima watercolor confections. I collected them over a while, a year and a half, something like that. I would buy like a set a month. I mean, they're not expensive, but they're like $18 to $22 depending on the set. And they're really nice. And I think you can get these little pans individually. I think. I haven't needed one yet, but we'll figure that out when we go. But I think you can, because they are numbered. If you haven't seen them, they do have a little number on them. And I keep them in order. And I've thought about putting them into one giant set, but that's 144 colors. And I like the small sets because you can pick out something, because they're all meant to go together. So I started swatching them out, because they come with these little cards, if you haven't seen it, and I love it. And I keep the card in here, because you close them up, you have your card, and it's this tiny little palette. But I wanted them so that if I was looking for a color, I could find the color, right? And so I started swatching them out, and then I realized I need a swatch chart that's 144 that is 12 by 12. I need 12 across, 12 down. And I know somebody has to have one. So if anyone knows of one, let me know. Please, because I've searched and searched, and I haven't looked for a while, and it's 144, so I know that it has to be out there. I just can't find it for whatever reason. I couldn't find, I used minced onions yesterday, dried minced onions in breakfast, and I had like 8 spices that I was using for my huevos rancheros, and I had them all lined up, and I put everything away yesterday, and somehow the minced onions have disappeared. And they have to be here somewhere because I used them yesterday. But you know what? I mean, not here, but in the kitchen. So that's, sometimes I just can't find things in front of my face. We all need some kind of help, don't we? That's why we have this community, because we help each other. All right, 12 minutes in and I haven't started coloring. But the rest of the videos, we should be able to just color. I just wanted to explain what I'm doing. So I'm starting with watercolor. We'll do a pencil base. It'll probably be Prismacolors. We'll see. I got to figure out what colors have the right colors in them to do what I want. And I have a lot of colored pencils, so they may be Color, it may be Prismacolor. We'll see. So I have the Tombow water brushes. I have a lot of different water brushes, but I'm using the Tombows today because I like that they're color coded. We have a finer, or is this the fine? This is the fine tip, which is the light green. The dark green is the medium tip. And then this one is a nice little wide tip, and it's small. I use these especially when I travel because I can take 3 and they're small and they're really nice. They're not that expensive. I have fashioned myself a little brush, a little pad to clean my brushes on. I'm trying to eliminate paper towels from my life. So we'll see how I do with that. And then eventually when I use up the pack of sponges that I bought, I might try to find, excuse me, a natural sponge, which if y'all have suggestions for that, but it's going to take me a while to use these up. And these dishes I just got from Hobby Lobby. I have like sets of them because they're dinnerware, right? And I thought, oh, just set that on there. So that's to clean my brush on, because I couldn't find, like, I love the little sponges in my palettes, like the ones that come with them where you can clean off your brush, but I couldn't find anything like that. I couldn't find a sponge in a little container. Not that I need one, but I'm just surprised. And I have a diamond painting under here. So my pad keeps sliding because I don't have anywhere else to put my diamond paintings. And I've got water on my page. All right. Anyway, so that's what we're using. Now let me sit down, because typically when I'm talking, I'm standing. And let's see. You don't need to see, the whole page. You just need to see the house for now, because I think we're going to do the house today, and then we're going to let it dry. Which means I'll have to pick my pink. So did I say, I don't remember what I said now, but anyway, Christmas, Candyland, Symphony of Cute Animals. If you're interested in joining, like you want to do this page, then contact Candace, Happy Catastrophe, and I can put her channel in the description if you are interested. And then let you know, she can add you if you're interested in going this journey with me. And I think I'm going to call this series like Christmas Candyland Coloring Journey. Because I'm going to keep it going. I'm just going to film everything I do, and then maybe it'll help somebody else. I don't know. Or y'all can yell at me for going, oh my gosh, you don't do it that way. You're not supposed to do it that way. You know. I need to tighten up these little pans in here. All right, so I'm going to start with my medium brush. And we're using, what color is this? Paradise. It's called Paradise. And I'm going to attempt to not get a ton of water on here, but I might need to. And I hope I don't regret it. I shouldn't. This is nice paper, although this is the American version. I am a pencil girl. If you didn't know, I do love pencils, but I love watercolor. And I love combining them. I also love what am I looking using mixed media, I guess. And this kind of, I don't know, it speeds things up a little bit. And if you have smooth paper like this is, because this paper is very smooth, then it helps you, it kind of gives you a little more texture for the pencil to stick to, but you still don't want to use like a ton of water. Like don't saturate it, because you will regret it. Every time I've done that, I have regretted it. But the nice thing about watercolor, one of the things that I like a lot, is your ability to get really light shades, I guess. You can make them dark, you can make them light. It's really difficult because of the opacity for it to be really, really dark. Sorry, I'm so croupy today. And if you get something too dark, I mean, watercolor can be reactivated, right? You can just come back, like if it dries and you're like, ooh, I've got too much, or there's a line there, usually you can, unless you're using a really dark color. I've had trouble with really dark colors because the pigment does sink in. Usually you can reactivate it later. Now, I also love doing things with ink tints, and I thought about it, but the ink tints just don't have, I mean, I would have to work harder to get lighter colors, even though I do have all 100 ink tints color. I love my ink tints. Ugh. Ink tints are just fabulous, but you don't, I could use them all the time, but I don't. That's a pretty color. I love this color. It's gorgeous. I also like these Tombow brushes. If you're looking for a brush, because all brushes are different, all water brushes are different. They're kind of dry. And I like that when I'm trying to minimize my water usage on a page, because they get the paint wet, and as you can see, spread things around, but they don't oversaturate, because, you know, some brushes just, the water pours out. But in the end, if you do not have any experience with watercolor and you want, you know, you've got to find your own brushes. I mean, you've got to figure out what you like, because if you don't, then it won't be a good experience for you. And there are some really nice, inexpensive watercolors out there now. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to try to spread this color out a little bit. It's green, but it's not too bluish green. I'm excited to do this. I'm gonna try to use this green and spread it out a lot. Now I just squeezed it to help me get this out. And I really need to put on my reading glasses, because I tend to do that. I don't want to wear them sometimes. And then I find that, oh, my picture looks great. And then I put my reading glasses on. I'm like, wow, I missed a lot of spots. It's amazing how you don't look. I want to look at every picture I do with no glasses on, because it looks better that way. It looks smoother and much better. I can try to get that off of there. All right. I am, you know, I've just been so afraid, and I don't know why. I think you just get used to not, when you don't get to color a lot, you get like lots of confidence, and then you lose it at some point if you haven't colored for a while. At least some people do. I'm sure that not everyone is like that, but I'm trying to lift up some of this color over here and move it, because it's a little dark right here, but I can leave it dark up under there. And I'm gonna have to get it off of the snow, or the white, because I think this is going to be white icing. Because of course, when I do a picture, if something is white, I get paint all over it. It's just the way it goes. I don't know if it's because I'm not patient or what it is. Something else I need to work on. I mean, the weird part is like, I'm generally extremely patient with people. Don't ask me why. But everything else, I'm not. All right, let's see. Let me clean off my brush. And then we're gonna just pick up some of this over here. Kind of redistribute it a little. And as I do this, I will get better. So hopefully this picture will make me really good at this. I mean, I guess in coloring, you're gonna ruin some pictures. And you just have to learn how to live with that. Although you can't be afraid of everything, I guess, right? All right, so I'm gonna try to get rid of that splotch over there. Trying to make it smooth now. Colored by Maya has is doing like, she just did some watercolor tips for beginners, which is nice. So there's some videos you can check out. I can link them in the description if you are interested. I love watching her channel. All right, I want to look at the other page. Yeah, still good. Just to make sure. Usually you don't have to worry unless you're using dark colors and a lot of water. Then you have to be careful. Because, like, I've had so much trouble with my Kirby Roseannes. I was using Neocolor 2s, and I actually had to buy a new book and start over because it went through, and then I did it again. So I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, that's cool. Let me see if I can clean off some of this white snow here. That way, it's not so hard to deal with later. It's a nice light color, so it shouldn't hurt too much. Let's see, right here. And then I got some right there. All right, let's see. Watercolor is very forgiving. The paper may not be forgiving, but the watercolor is forgiving. I need to be more careful with my watercolor. That's the one thing I need to learn, is to be neater. I mean, you don't always have to be super neat, but it's nice when you don't have to go back and do this, clean things up. I'm always having to do that with my miniatures. So if you didn't know, my husband and I paint miniatures, not professionally, just for fun. And I have a lot of things I need to paint. Okay, so is there anything else? Let's see, what do I want to work on? I guess I need to pick a pink for this roof. Let's see, is there any green that I'm missing? I bet you this right, yeah, I bet this right here is supposed to be green. Get just a dab of color. It's a little bit not enough of a dab. Okay, I had to leave for a moment. So while I was out, I did some testing to try to figure out my paint color because I want to do this roof right now. Because I kind of want to get this main part done, and then I got to figure out the front and stuff. So that'll be what I do for the moment. I got a whole year, so I got to spread it out, right? But I think I came up with something based on the colors that were on my swatch chart that I like so much. And I think, so what this is this is a Zig clean color. It is, which one is it? Pink Haze, number 201. And I put this Cosmic Shimmer set number 2 Candy Floss, just this one on top of it. I was using a darker color, sugar almond pink, which is 200, and I think it's a little dark, because I do want to be able to shade. Let's see. It's hard to tell. In the end, it doesn't matter. The Candy Floss is the color I like, and it's shimmery, so it'll look like snow. But I'm only gonna I might only put it on the edges, but the edges would be lighter, so I've got to figure that out. I just didn't like the darker color. I think it's too purpley. I really like this Candy Floss, so that's what we're going for, and I'm sure it'll be fine. I kind of wanted to make the edges, I think I'm only going to put the Candy Floss in the middle, and then on the edges, I want to put a white something, like maybe whatever this is, white pearl, and make it even lighter, and then it'll look like candy snow. I don't know. This is just my idea. So let's go with that. So we're going to color these in, these roof tiles, with my, oops, not that one, that's the dark one, my Zig Clean Color Pink Haze, and hope that I can make it work. It's a very light color, but I like, I mean, it just seems like with the Cosmic Shimmer, they're so transparent, you need something behind them, even if it's a light color. I think I need to look at some pictures of snow, don't I? I'm used to doing, like, my colors are always so dark, so I'm really trying hard not to do that this time. And this is the year of doing, and I have not had a chance to really use these Zig pens much, and I really like them. So they are amazing. They're like the Copic of water-based markers. So, but since they're water-based, I'm trying not to be too heavy-handed, trying to make them not streaky. I think this is gonna be pretty. Look how easy it is. I just got to decide what I want because I want the rooftops, and I want this to be like, to look like snow, right? Icicles hanging off, because that's usually what you do with the frosting. This is going to be gold, I think. We will see what happens when I get there. This is what happens when I have a vision in my head of what I want it to look like, and we will see exactly what it looks like when I get done. How close it is, or if it's even better. And here I've run out of things to talk about. This is going to be really pretty. I mean, this is holding up rather well. The paper isn't really crinkly at all. But like I said, on this not watercolor paper, you have to be, I mean, do not flood it with water or liquid, or it will go through. Doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes ink tints will go through. You have to be careful with ink tints on double-sided pages because the color is so vibrant. And the water will just soak right through the page if you're not careful. So you have to use not a lot of water. Same thing with Neocolor 2s. Voice of experience. And when I use like my ink tints on a double-sided book, sometimes I'll use alcohol blender to activate them instead of water, especially if it's paper that really can't take water. You can't make them go as far, but it works well if you really want to use your ink tints. All right, so I've colored the roof, and then we'll make that happen. Let's see, is this gonna work? I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to do it like right now. I probably need to wait until it dries, because I don't want to run. I don't want this to run. I want it to sink into the paper. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. So, oh, how else am I going to do this? I wanted these to be pink. I got to figure out what these candy cane things are going to look like. I think that the frosting on the top might be white, and then I just can't decide if I want this to be pink. I need to consult my pictures, because my brain always wants to use too many colors. Because this picture, it's all white, but I wanted, well, they used white on the edges, and they used a pink thing. I have an idea, but yeah, I think I want this to be white, and I know I want that to be white. I suppose the edges of the roof could be white. That might be cool. And then make these candy sticks like pink and white, maybe. I could use the darker color of pink to make those, because they're not going to be sparkly. Let's see. Is it dry enough? Can I do it? Am I going to like it? Oh gosh, I'm so scared. Of course, I should wait until I get it all done and then use that as an embellishment. All right. Should I make that a darker pink? No, it should be white. I see. See, this is what my brain goes through. It's terrible, isn't it? Terrible, terrible. I suppose this could be white and it could be pink striped. That might be prettier. I guess I could go with a light pink stripe, but I don't know. I kind of want to use this darker pink, but I think it might be too dark. Oh boy. You live and you learn, right? All candy is not the same color, right? They're not all going to be the same shades. I think it's going to go together. I think it'll look nice. Just believe and believe that it'll look good when you're done. And then I can shade it with a pencil, or I can shade it with this. This is the sugared almond pink, so it's darker. Than the other one, the pink haze that I was using. And if I go back over it, it'll actually make it darker. Because that's, these layer. But you also have to be careful. I love the fact that they're so light, you know, that you don't have to worry about them. I mean, light as in liquid. You know, not like a bunch coming out. So you don't have to worry about it soaking through. I just got my, I bought these because my Arteza real brush pens died. I'd had them for a few years and used them up, and then at the end they dried up and I needed a replacement. And I have some things I like, but I like the fact that these can be bought one at a time. You can get them open stock, so if you run out, you can get one. So it's an investment, but the nice thing is you can also buy like just bits and pieces of what you want. I like that too. All right, so the stripes. I want the, always helps me sometimes if I go in the middle, because sometimes on the ends it's harder to see. And you know it's going to be one after the other. Oh, I think these are going to be so useful in my Lulu Mayo books. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to do one. Yeah. Go with it, Tammy. Goes all the way down. All right. And then, yeah, I have to decide what color of pink I want these to be. I haven't decided that yet. Do I want them to be light? Do I want them to be, I could make them light now and then make them dark later. Right? Because it's always easier to go darker. But you can't go lighter. So we'll do a light color of pink. And I gotta try to, I may have to go darker because I have to cover up the green that I got on this. Unless I can get it to wash away. I tried to get it off, but you know, you live and you learn. All right. No, you can't be up here while I'm doing this because you'll mess it up. And you can't lay in the middle of it because that doesn't work. Okay? Nope. Come here. Sorry. I love you, but you can't be up here right now. I think they're gonna look better as the darker purple. No. But I think right after this, I'm going to stop and call it a day on this picture because I've got all year. I'm doing good. Maybe I need to study it, do some testing on some sheets of paper, and then just see like what I want to do. See if I want to make these a little bit darker. No. See, I don't let him on one side, and then he goes over to the other side. And he jumps up there. And he'll hit my arm if he does that. No. He's very smart. And I love him. And he's a great cat, Domino. Alright, so we've got our house base. I think we're looking good. I'm happy with what I've done. And I'm going to ruminate on this. I need to choose a green pencil to shade that with. And then I also need to put on my Cosmic Shimmer. I need to make some notes about what I'm doing here. No. I mean it, Dom. He's very smart and refuses to believe me when I say no. And it really upsets me because I want him to respect me without getting mad. I don't want to get mad at him because I want him to understand that I will let him be here when I can have him here. Hi. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is going to be exciting. I'm so excited to continue this picture. And if I want to work on it again, I'll just turn on the camera and film it. And, you know, it'll be whenever I feel like working on it. I mean, I can get it sooner than December. Get it done sooner than December. So, but this was fun. I'm happy. And I got cat hair all over my picture. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will definitely see you in the next video.